If you're going through a breakup and you have no one to talk to right now, you have no one to turn to, what if I were to tell you there are two people you could turn to at any given moment? Hi, I'm Brandon, and I take people from breakups to breakthroughs. So you have two people you can always talk to at any time, no matter what you're going through, no matter what the scenario is. You have two people you can talk to. One is your inner child, and the other one is your higher self. So your inner child needs your love. So often when you're going through a breakup, you're feeling a lot of hurt, you're feeling a lot of pain. One of the reasons you're feeling so much pain is because your inner child feels abandoned. Now, this is especially true. Let's say you're dating someone that was narcissistic, or someone with BPD, or someone that just wasn't choosing you, someone that was toxic. Normally, when you're in a relationship like that, it's because you're fulfilling some sort of childhood pattern, some sort of childhood dynamic, some sort of void that's within you. So your inner child is really hurting right now. And now, oftentimes, if you're also hurting, by just comforting your inner child, by just being there for your inner child, you'll just start to feel better. Because most of the time, the pain you're feeling is actually your inner child feeling abandoned, feeling scared, feeling alone. And the more you just check in on this inner child, the more you will heal yourself. Now, there are a ton of inner child meditations you can do where you take yourself back into those memories and just look at your inner child and observe your inner child and just be there for him. I mean, every day I try to take 5 minutes. I mean, you can even do this in 2 minutes, 3 minutes every day and just be there for your inner child. Hug them, hold them, let them know you're there for them. Just be there. Just be present with them. And as you do that, you're gonna feel this warmth. You're gonna feel this like feeling of everything's just gonna be okay. No, I know I had a pattern of always picking people that didn't choose me, whether they were like narcissistic or just toxic. I just was always chasing someone. I was always chasing that childhood pattern of my parents that didn't choose me. So then I would go seek out a partner that didn't choose me. And initially it's a love bombing phase, and then slowly they starts to stop. And then if anyone's ever been with a narcissistic partner, you kind of know the drill. But oftentimes you don't even realize you love them so much because that love feels familiar. It's a familiar love. It's a love you had at childhood. And then oftentimes you get a partner that is good for you. You just don't feel the same connection. You don't know why. It's because the love's not familiar to you. So you have to break that pattern. You have to break out of the familiar. And one of the quickest ways you can do that is by giving that love to your inner child, showing your inner child that love is okay, just by being there, holding them, hugging them, just being there. And then the second person is your higher self. Your higher self is your truest, highest form of self. And this is someone, when you check in on them, they're there for you. With your inner child, you're there for them, you're comforting them. But your higher self can comfort you. I remember one time I was going through a breakup, and I'd let this person just really just treat me poorly. And I was feeling so much shame. I was feeling so much guilt towards myself for letting myself put up with that. And I was just doing a meditation, connecting with my higher self, and I was just so sad. And I was broken down, but it's like I could just feel him there, like just holding me. He has hands on my shoulders, just letting me know everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be all right. And it was. And oftentimes, when you're in this place of pain, by just connecting with your higher self, he will guide you. He will guide you in the right direction. Because your higher self wants you to be the truest, best version of yourself. And your higher self will help you get to that version of you. By just thinking, feeling, and acting as your higher self, you will get to that version of you. So take some time each day. After you've checked in on your inner child, now it's time to have your higher self check in on you. So just sit down, get in a meditative state, you play some music, and just think of your higher self. Think of what he'd be telling you right now, what he would want you to know. Any question you have, just ask your higher self, and he will give you the answer. He will let you know everything's going to be okay. Especially right now, especially going through a breakup, you're in the unknown. And sometimes the unknown can be scary, but there's no need to fear the unknown because the unknown is where all the magic happens. When you're in a toxic relationship, you already know what you're in. You're in the familiar. And the familiar may be familiar, but often the familiar isn't fun. But right now you're in the unknown. And in the unknown is where anything can happen. All the magic can happen. And by trusting your higher self and his guidance, you are going to be in such a great place in just a few months by just doing this, by just healing your inner child, letting your inner child know it is okay to be loved, it is okay to feel love. And then by trusting your higher self's guidance, you will be amazed of the transformations you will have. You will be amazed of the things you can manifest and what you can bring into your life. But you got to heal your inner child. You have to heal your inner child and you have to trust your higher self. And believe me, by just trusting your higher self and letting your inner child know everything is okay, you will be amazed by the magic that can happen, by the things you can manifest, and the miracles that will come into your life. I'm Brandon, and I take you from breakups to breakthroughs. And if you like this video, please subscribe.